Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments channel, where every glance, every touch, and every small moment between Jimin and Jungkook holds deep meaning. But today, we're going to talk about a moment that left millions of Jikookers speechless. A moment where Jimin, without saying a single word, managed to stop everything with just one look. Remember when Taehyung was playing with Jungkook's hair? Everything seemed normal until Jimin appeared. And what happened afterward made many hearts believe their relationship is more than just friendship. Get ready to feel that subtle trembling in your chest, because what we're about to discuss is not just an interaction, but evidence of a deep feeling and an unspoken love. Jimin and Jungkook have always had a special connection. But there's one moment where that bond felt so strong, even Taehyung couldn't ignore it. Remember when Tae was playing with Jungkook's hair, and Jimin appeared with an expression hard to explain? One of the most striking scenes for Jikookers happened when Tae stood very close to Jungkook, casually touching his hair. Then suddenly, Jimin came. Without saying a word, his serious face and sharp gaze made Tae stop instantly. As if that look had the power to change everything. Jimin didn't need to speak or cause a scene. Through his silence, he delivered a powerful message. Jungkook is his. Moments like this are not ordinary. Jimin is not someone who easily shows jealousy in a blatant way. He's usually calm, polite, and very reserved with his feelings. But that day, his reaction was one of protection. Not out of anger, but love. An invisible line, yet so clear. And strong enough to make Tae back away without a fight. It wasn't the first time Jimin acted that way. We've often seen him close to Jungkook, acting like a barrier when someone tries to cross a certain boundary. Many call it jealousy, but it's more than just possessiveness. What Jimin does comes from love, care, and a desire to protect. His heart is too pure for ill intent. He only wants to shield, not hurt. That's why Jikookers understand and appreciate his actions. The strength of their bond is seen in how Jimin protects Jungkook, not through words, but with just a look. Jimin holds something very special for Jungkook. He doesn't care about cameras or who's watching. Whenever someone gets too close to Jungkook, his expression immediately changes. Like that moment he just looked, and Tae stepped back. In another instance, when Jungkook was greeting other members, Jimin silently watched. That might seem ordinary to others, but to Jikookers, his serious gaze spoke volumes. That subtle reaction was enough to confirm what many have long suspected. Jimin cannot hide his feelings for Jungkook. Though Jimin is a master at controlling his emotions, when it comes to Jungkook, his face often becomes a mirror to his heart. He doesn't need words. His glances, gestures, and silence say it all. Their relationship is far from shallow. There's a depth that words can't reach. Jimin shows his love and protection in a unique way. Quietly, calmly, yet with an intensity that shifts the whole atmosphere. Those who know Jimin know this. Every tiny change in his expression carries great meaning. He's not someone who easily shows feelings, so when he does, it's because it truly matters to him. And in this case, what matters most is Jungkook. Even when Jungkook casually lifted Jin during practice, Jimin's expression changed once again. He didn't say anything. He just watched, then mimicked Jin's action. Without hesitation, Jungkook went to Jimin, lifted him up, and this time, there was no interruption. Jimin seized the moment to hug Jungkook's waist tightly before he could walk away. They fell to the floor together, as if the world around them no longer existed. Moments like these aren't coincidences. Jikookers know, this isn't the first time Jimin reacts physically to keep Jungkook close. He doesn't express it with words, but with action. A silent form of communication rich with meaning. As if his body is saying, I don't want to share him with anyone. What makes it even more impressive is that Jimin doesn't show anger or discomfort. He acts firmly but gently. His intention is not to cause conflict, but to protect a bond he sees as important. He doesn't seek that kind of intimacy with others, and he doesn't easily let anyone have it with Jungkook either. More than just protective, Jimin also feels protected by Jungkook. Their care goes both ways. They watch over each other, guard one another, and understand without speaking. The moment with Taehyung was just a glimpse. Jungkook also often shows his protective side toward Jimin. Their relationship can't be seen as something ordinary. Their bond has grown stronger over time, quietly, without announcement. Every move, every glance, every step they take when facing discomfort or uncertainty strengthens that bond. Many believe their closeness is just about camera moments or shared laughter. But what truly holds their relationship together is loyalty. This isn't about public displays of affection, but about being there when it matters most. Like in that moment with Tae, a quick, protective, decisive action, without drama. Jimin has often pushed away people who might emotionally hurt Jungkook. Not out of control, but because he truly understands Jungkook. His feelings, his reactions, his vulnerabilities. They don't need to say, "I care about you." They've already shown it. Jikookers have long noticed how Jimin is always alert, like he has a radar sensing situations that might make Jungkook uncomfortable. And Jungkook, in return, never lets anyone belittle Jimin, not even in the smallest ways. Not every relationship holds this kind of strength. Not every bond is built on genuine care and mutual respect. Watching them protect each other, regardless of what others think, is deeply moving. Jikook isn't an illusion or fantasy. It's proof of a real, strong, and sincere relationship. They are each other's shelter in a noisy world. Unlike Jimin, Jungkook is more open with his emotions. When he's happy, he shows it. When he's bothered, he shows that too. He's expressive, emotional, and very transparent. While Jimin is more reserved and finds it hard to express his heart. But when he's with Jungkook, his behavior changes. He shows affection through actions, gestures, and glances. And that's what makes their relationship balanced. When Jimin looked uneasy as Jungkook greeted other members, that was just one example of many moments that show how deep their relationship truly is. Jimin is extremely careful with every move. He doesn't act impulsively, but he's not indifferent either. He chooses the right time and way to express his feelings. That's what makes their connection unique. Not just strong emotions, but conscious, meaningful decisions. When Jungkook is with others, Jimin never gets angry or creates a scene. He simply watches, analyzes, and responds calmly. But his eyes say everything. Those who truly observe know, Jimin has a unique way of establishing his presence. He doesn't need to say, "Jungkook is mine," because his gestures speak loud enough. That protection, attention, and constant presence is what makes Jimin so real to his fans. And Jungkook reciprocates that energy. Even when he seems busy with others, he often turns his attention back to Jimin when he senses that look. It's not coincidence. They understand each other just by looking. These reactions show that their relationship is more than mere friendship. There's a special attention, a unique response, and a depth that no one else receives. Jimin doesn't act like this with other members. And Jungkook doesn't respond the same way with anyone else. Their closeness is not just physical. They remember each other, even when they're apart. Their relationship is rooted deep. These moments might look ordinary to others, but if you look closer, you'll feel something much greater happening. A language of their own, full of signals and meanings only they can understand. Jimin cares, protects, and acts with sincere intentions. Jungkook receives that with warmth and closeness. Jungkook is open and cheerful, always ready to laugh and play. That's why when he lifted Jin, he didn't expect it would trigger any reaction. But Jimin noticed. Not as a mere observer, but as someone who understands every move Jungkook makes. When Jimin mimicked Jin's action, he wasn't joking. He was sending a message. He did it gently, without drama, but clearly. Jungkook, without hesitation, went straight to him. He lifted Jimin with the same strength and affection. And Jimin, in that moment, did something more. He held onto Jungkook tightly, not letting him go. He hugged his waist, held him, and they both fell to the floor, as if the world around them no longer mattered. Reactions like this prove that Jimin doesn't want to share Jungkook's attention. He has shown this many times. And he always does it gently. Without words, without force. Only through gestures, through his presence. And he only does that with Jungkook. Their bond is not ordinary. It's not just about spending time together, but emotional closeness. Every time Jimin feels even a slight disconnect, he does something to restore it, whether with a look, a touch, or a hug that leads to a playful fall. All of it to keep them close. To remind Jungkook, "I'm here. I don't want to let you go." And Jungkook? He responds. He doesn't pull away. He doesn't seem bothered. He smiles, looks back, or stays beside Jimin, like he knows exactly what Jimin feels. That's their power. Not acting. Not coincidence. To Jikookers, this is proof. Proof that their bond is real. A connection that needs no explanation. A story built from every little detail, and now, it can no longer be denied. Behind all the laughter, teasing, and shared moments, there are always silent signals that can be felt. Jimin and Jungkook don't need to announce anything. They just know. They understand each other. And that is the strength of Jikook. Unspoken communication, boundless affection, and a love that quietly grows strong before our very eyes. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the latest moments from Jikook Moments. See you in the next video, and remember, every small moment can hold a great story.